Good to see you. Boy, we've gotten some bad news recently, haven't we? This coronavirus is really causing havoc in almost everywhere you look. I don't. I'm not going to make the subject of this Facebook Live broadcast be about that, but it is kind of frightening, disappointing in a lot of ways as well. But from my heart to you, I hope you stay safe. Take the precautions that you think are necessary, but more importantly, the professionals think is necessary. Be safe, be well. And on the other side of this, whenever that is, we'll look back on it and learn a lot from what this experience is all about. So let's get on with our broadcast. I want to talk about the situation for a startup company, brand new startup. It's not necessarily a new startup to the owner of it, but a startup that is just entering the market. And I want to talk about how, in that situation, the founders of the company achieve effective and rapid business growth, revenue growth, sales growth. Whatever they got, they sell a bunch of it very quickly. That's the general idea here. So let's start this way. What is your state of preparedness as a business to actually do this? So this will probably seem obvious to you, but I want to say it again anyway, because people try to jump the gun sometimes. Now, first of all, you got to have a well-defined market you're going to go after. It's focused. You got tunnel vision to go after what you think is a very focused market that has a large need that has yet to be fulfilled, that you are going to fulfill with your products and services. And you got the business model to pull this off and make some money for yourselves and your investors. In so doing, you understand your competitors. You know how to win, in other words. You figured it out. You've got your differentiation. And this competitor situation is not only other companies, but the status quo of the buyer you plan to sell to. Whatever the need is that you're fulfilling, they're living with it now for some reason and getting their way through whatever issues it raises for them, but they're able to do it. You got to overcome that as a competitor as well. And of course, you've got to have a very meaningful set of products and services that meet the needs of these buyers, meets the needs. That's something you thought of that really sounded cool, but it meets a real need. If that connection's not made, you're not ready to start. To top it all off, you got to have a great marketing and sales strategy and plan already laid out to generate leads, then close them in selling, whatever form you're selling your products and services. You should have a business plan that's written for financing purposes, for attracting partners, maybe briefing other business consultants, so let them know what your business is all about. There's all sorts of reasons to have a business plan. And I left the most important to last, and that is if you can write it down and explain it simply, you probably got it. If you can't write it down and you're moaning and groaning about it, if I were your mentor, I'd be telling you, go back to your computer and here's a template to fill out on what a business plan ought to contain. If you can articulate it, there's a better chance you're going to be able to execute it. And then you need the financing to get this business going in the first place. And depending on what kind of product or service you have, the amount of money you need varies. But I'll tell you, at a minimum, it's $10,000 to $15,000 just for marketing and sales to get you going in the first place, and some other operational needs that are mainly administrative. But if you're making a product, a thing that's got to be manufactured, now we're into the world of prototyping. Now you're in the $50,000 to $75,000 range. So this can be rather large depending on what it is you're selling. So that's being prepared. Are you ready to actually launch this business is another question. So if you've done all of your early customer support initiatives, delivered your product or your service early before a generally available product announcement and release. If you're in software, you've done your MVP and things like that, and other beta programs that might have been necessary. They're all done. You've modified your product features and your services methodologies, and all those updates have been made. You're ready to go. Product and services are ready to go. You've got the money for the campaigns, for marketing and sales, and you've actually laid out the plans for marketing and sales to boot. So you know what they cost. You got the money to pay for them, or compensate somebody to do these for you. So you've got a plan for that. You've got the staffing and the assignments made to all the people that are going to participate in this product launch, and then support the ongoing marketing and sales and support of your product. So all the problems are fixed and you're ready to go. So, okay, you're prepared, you got readiness. Now let's talk about what are the various things you got to do to have a successful launch, a launch campaign. So the first thing I'd start with is you need to have a website. This Bill, that's pretty damn trite. Of course we do. I'll tell you something. Not everybody thinks that way. I'd say 1 or 2 out of 10 say, I'm not sure I need a website. Whenever I hear that, you know me, I'm kind of rough and tumble. I give them hell. You got to be kidding me. Whatever you do in marketing to create awareness, or you get introduced on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever, when a person who doesn't yet know you hears about your company or hears about you and your business, guess what the second thing is that they do? They go to your website to check you out. That's why you need a website. So the website may not be your primary marketing vehicle to do lead generation and all that sort of stuff, but by God, it better be there, because they're going to learn, your potential buyers, upon referral by someone you know or through social media posts that you've done, they become aware of you. The next thing they're going to do is going to read your website, and it better be in top shape. You've got a home page that clearly spells out the needs that you fulfill and how you fulfill those needs. Bam, bam. Done very colorfully with succinct, concise, powerful language. I'm talking about phrases of 3 to 5 words each. Bam, bam, bam. Here's the need I fulfill, and what we fulfill that with is this product or service. You have a call to action. So after they read this homepage, they can click on a little button that says, contact us now, or let us know how we can help, or whatever. Click on it, usually takes you to a contact us page where you ask some questions, get some demographic information about them, and then you can follow up with them. Call to action, and that call to action button, if it is a button, should be on about every page. Easily found near the top of the page when it's first encountered. Don't make people scroll down to reach your call to action. Come on. It should be rich in video content. I read articles that say if you're not using video content, you're back in the 20th century, and you're just hurting yourself in terms of your own image, that you can't talk to me via a video. So your video could be right there at the top of your home page, right next to your words that describe the needs you fulfill and how you fulfill them. And it's you, the CEO, on the video in a matter of a minute or two, literally, telling us about this wonderful company is going to meet their needs. Boom. You should have an About Us page, of course, and it's about your company, and it's about you, the founder. That's another nice place for a video too. So it's a whole perspective that people are going to get about your company because they get to know you a little bit. A lot can be revealed about you in a simple 1, 2, tops 3-minute video. They're going to get a sense of who you are and your sincerity. And they'll tell that by your tone of voice and how you express yourself and your enthusiasm, none of which shows through in words on a homepage. So don't miss that opportunity. Show them what you got. Show them all of what you got on a website so that when someone goes there, you do indeed check out, and they're gonna take the next step, take your call to action, and or look at other pages on your site that are going to be helpful to them. Okay, that's number one. Damn it, have a website. The next I call it exclusivity. Another word for it, perhaps a better word for it, is differentiation. You have to portray your newly launched company in a highly differentiated way, because people, upon hearing what you do and read about it on your website, they're immediately going to compare you to companies they already know. So you've got to tell them what your differentiation is, which is just the major ones, 3 to 5 of them, not every single light item. You can come up with a list of 20 or 30 ways you're different and better. Pick the big ones. Maybe collapse 3 or 4 into one thought because they're so related to one another. Then show it off. Be proud of your differentiation. It makes you look like you're an exclusive provider of a solution that meets their needs like no one else can. So it will cause the reader of this information, and this can be in your videos and on your website and in your sales material and in your marketing material, differentiation described all over the place, that will get their attention. I mean, they're that good, they'll think. They're hitting on things I've always wanted that nobody else provides. You want them reacting that way. So exclusivity, that's the second one. The third one is one that I think very few people think of, is simply offering them something. Give them something for free. Since you are a new player in the industry, coming out with something for free would be very helpful and kind, and they'll see that you have some sensitivity about that you're new, and you want to. It's a way of saying you want to earn their trust. So let me give you something, and give you some benefit for having a relationship with me, and you don't know me yet. So it could be a product discount, 2 for the price of 1, or 3 for the price of 2. You see these on TV all the time. Don't sound like one of those commercials, though. In the consulting business, you can offer a free 30, 45-minute, even hour consultation. It's hardly any skin off your back. It's a great way to start a relationship with someone that you may have a long-term consultation engagement that you win over it. So spending 1 hour of your time, maybe worth a couple $100 an hour, to gain 10,000, maybe a good deal. This offer, by the way, also appears on your website, prominently so. Maybe near the or on the page that you take them when you put up your call to action. You can have contests, you can have competitions, all sorts of interesting ways to get people engaged by offering them something that's fun and valuable. All in the spirit of getting to know more people that you don't yet know. And still also portrayed on your website. Well, that was the third one. Then I call this the low-hanging fruit exercise, low-hanging fruit initiative. Kind of an ugly way to talk about people you already know. But you want to utilize I worked hard to find the word that wasn't too inflammatory, but utilize current relationships. I avoided using the word exploit. So I guess I just did. Sorry about that. But you, when you're in business, I'm taking it that you know a few people already. If you're a first-time entrepreneur, you're going to know fewer than somebody who's on his fifth company. But whatever you have, these people that you already know could be referral relationships for you. So you reestablish your relationship with them in a concerted, say, email campaign. But this person could also be a potential customer. But the general pattern here is there are people that already know you. There's some past relationship that has occurred. Some level of trust has been built between you. You simply want to re-engage and do it on a consistent basis, so that, quite frankly, they become very aware of what you're doing and appreciate it. So when they see an opportunity that comes up for them that they can't meet, but they know you can, they'll refer you to customers. It's called referral marketing. Or these people that you know may be actual potential customers, which you can call up and or email to or text to, however you find the best way to reach them, to interest them in your newly announced products and services. You also encourage these people to, since they know you, to do reviews on you. Have some Google reviews shortly after launch. People will notice that. So that's starting the hype, if you will. But it's more importantly, resuming relationships that you've already established in the past, and you want to brighten them up by letting them know about your newly released product and or services, and enlist their aid, either as customers actually would buy it or referring you to others. So that's the low-hanging fruit. Exploit it. Then comes the matter of creating campaigns and competitions and things like that, all driven by your website activity, contests, things like that. Probably the most prevalent way is discussions over social media. So now we're in a world of trying to reach people we don't know. This is where in your marketing campaigns or marketing programs, you are doing the necessary search engine optimization of your website with the right search words so that people will find you more readily. But perhaps more importantly, you're reaching out through Google Ads, Google AdWords, or Google Advertising, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, things like that, to reach the demographics of the individuals that you think are going to be your most likely customers. So any marketing launch is going to be coupled with some aggressive, and this is where a lot of money, some of that $10,000 to $15,000 I mentioned earlier, comes into play. Now you have to pay for these ads; they're not free. So a lot of this money is going to go towards an outreach to lots and lots, thousands of people that you haven't met yet through advertising campaigns, encouraging them or driving them back to your website and a call to action that you want them to take, or to a landing page that could be very specialized for the kinds of people you're reaching out to. So there's all sorts of ways to do this, but it entails creating awareness to people you don't know by paying for ads that spell out the demographics of the kind of people you want to do business with, collecting them on your landing page or your website, having them take your call to action and your follow-up with what you've offered them and a follow-up, either consultation or sending them to the cart to purchase something you're selling online retail. So that's the heart of marketing to people you don't know. The next one, and I think I'll make it the last one since we're getting up to 20 minutes here, is that testimonials are a big thing. People underestimate the power of some good, well-written, concise testimonials from very influential people, but more importantly, people that have actually used your products and services and know you. So you ask them for testimonials, and you'll publish them copiously on your website. And when you have dozens of them, you'll spread them across your website, so the individual reader of any page in your website can't miss one or two testimonials from people that you've done business with. And for those testimonials, you not only thank them, but you do them favors as well. Do nice things for them. So these people that do the testimonials, you have established a trusting relationship with, and you return the favor always. And you keep that relationship going for a very long time, if not forever. So that's my spiel for product launch and creating early stage startup business growth. So as you start this, one of the ways I think about this and try to describe it to people is that you're creating a drumbeat of messaging and activity that informs people you know and people you don't know that you have something potentially for them. It's not one shot into the air, in other words. Oh, I did my social media outreach last Tuesday. I might try it again in another month or two. Baloney. You'll try it tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, and then Thursday, and Friday, and take the weekend off and start again Monday. These are multiple times during the course of a week, sometimes multiple times per day. I do social media outreach on 3 platforms 4 times a day. That's 12 a day. Keeps the doctor away. And they're not hard to do, the tools that are available today. So the marketing launch and marketing in general is a constant drumbeat where after a while, as long as you haven't been obnoxious and you've been helpful and the stuff you're publishing online is helpful and informative, people enjoy reading it or hearing from you, you're doing a good thing. So when they have a need that you can fulfill, they're going to remember who can fulfill it because you've been telling them 4 times a day, 5 days a week across 3 platforms. So you got to create the awareness, continually do that with really worthwhile information, rich in content, videos like we're doing right here now. This thing will be published tomorrow. So you'll all be superstars. So you're creating and guiding action through these various techniques. I hope that's helpful. And we're going to close it up for tonight, almost 25 minutes into it. Pretty much the same amount of time we've been using every week. And I look forward to talking to you again next week. Again, I'm Bill Warner with EntreDot. Have a great evening.